noise-free. That is
8, 10, and sometimes 12 hours of smoke.
Despite arguments the city could lose revenue by driving smoking patrons to out-of-town businesses, supporters said bartenders, waitresses, and musicians should not be subjected to secondhand smoke. Chris Miller for CBS News, New Orleans.
CGI Federal, the company that was fired by the federal government for botching up its work on the Obamacare website. So was that 7 months ago? It has a new job. The Montreal-based company has been hired by the IRS to help run the Obamacare tax program. Jim Sheneby, CBS News.
This is KNX 1070 News Radio. Good evening. I'm Brian Ping. It's Thursday, January 22nd. Here's what's happening. A pair of pursuits tonight by police, one of them ending right in front of LAPD headquarters in downtown LA. A Montebello man is lucky to be alive after crashing into a power pole with high-voltage power lines landing on his car. This story straight ahead, but first, let's get your traffic and weather together on the 5s at 11:05. Good evening, Barbara Brooks.
Good evening, Brian. A busy one now in Seal Beach. They've got a couple of full closures already on the books. 405 southbound lanes closed at the 605. You're detoured onto the 605 northbound. 605 southbound closing down at Catella. Soon they'll have the 405 northbound closed at Valley View, and they'll shut down the 22 westbound at Knott. So be aware of those closures for the nighttime. They'll be going until a little before 5 a.m. 710 northbound so far, Imperial Highway to Florence, 2 right lanes closed. It looks like they're setting up for a full closure. If they haven't done it already, they will. They'll close down lanes at Florence, take you off the freeway there. I'm seeing delays coming away from Firestone. Eastern is your alternate through there. Cones are setting up on the 5 northbound. I'm seeing delays right now from Lakewood Rosemead heading up towards Slauson. Looks like you're going to find several right lanes shut down through there. And of course, that Sigler continues in Ontario. 60 westbound before Archibald. They've cleared up the wreckage. They're working to clean up the roadway now. Then they'll reopen the 3 left lanes. For now, it's slow from before Haven, so traffic getting better. But to avoid it, use Mission to the north or Riverside to the south, or stick with the 10 as an alternate. Traffic and weather together on the 5s. Next report at 11:15 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 at CBSLA.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm CBS 2 Chief Meteorologist Josh Rubenstein. Here's a look at your extended forecast. We've got warm temperatures headed our way as we make our way into the weekend, along with an offshore flow. What does that mean? That means the wind's moving from the land to the sea and then warming us up. So 80 degrees tomorrow, 83 on Saturday, 83 on Sunday, so we're going to stay on the warm side. Monday and Tuesday, though, we start cooling off. Disturbance pushing through late Monday into Tuesday could give us a little bit of rain. So 74 on Monday and 69 on Tuesday. That's a look at your forecast, where the weekend is always in sight at KNX 1070 News Radio.
Checking some of those current temperatures, Culver City 54 degrees. It is 60 in Locking out of Flint Ridge. Chilly in Palmdale 42. KNX News Time 11:07. 2 high-speed pursuits in the LA area tonight. The first began in the Burbank area and moved into Hollywood. The suspect driving erratically at speeds of up to 100 miles an hour. He finally bailed out of the vehicle and ran right into waiting police officers. The second happened in the downtown area. A man and 2 women being chased in a suspected stolen vehicle. KCAL 9's Stu Mundell was overhead as the LAPD initiated the pit maneuver, spun the car around, and took the trio into custody.
Dramatic ending out here. Stolen vehicle. Again, we'll get you the street because he did turn right there off of Broadway. But again, I can tell you, downtown area looks like, I'm looking out the window. I know this area very well. We're right in front of LAPD headquarters.
That's right. The pursuit ended at LAPD headquarters on 1st Street. The chase began in West LA. Tonight, there's one very lucky man in Montebello. He crashed his minivan into a power pole near Beverly Boulevard and Poplar Avenue. He was trapped in the vehicle with several live high-voltage power lines draped over the van. Police and firefighters shouted instructions at the 68-year-old man to stay in the car and not touch anything until power crews could de-energize the line.
He's very thankful. It was quite a frightening experience. I don't think he's quite realized what he's been through at this point.
Montebello Police Lieutenant Kelly Gordon. For a time, the crash knocked out power to 5,000 customers in the area. Several thousand supporters of the Longshore Union marched in the Port of Los Angeles, calling for a settlement in long-running contract talks with shippers.
Led by the Banning High School Band, the marchers moved from the cruise ship terminal down Harbor Boulevard to the waterfront plaza. Just across the waterway sat container ships loaded. The Pacific Maritime Association calling off nightside union work for now. Yolanda and Mancho Morales among union members and families walking to show support.
My husband was in the IOW for 42 years. Is a crane operator. Retired.
No contract for 8 months. This has got to really bother people.
This is the worst. This is the worst. It's never been this long.
Negotiators for the International Longshore and Warehouse Union meet again Friday with the PMA through a federal mediator. Reporting from the San Pedro waterfront, Ron Kilgore, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Wall Street sees solid gains across the board. Money News after this.
Imagine having no nearby hospital.
As a doctor, it would be devastating to see this hospital close.
Well, if the Daughters of Charity aren't allowed to sell their system to Prime Healthcare, you won't have to imagine.
St. Louis Regional Hospital, O'Connor Hospital, Seton Medical Center, Seton Coastside, St. Francis Medical Center, and St. Vincent Medical Center.
That's because Prime is the only option to keep the doors of these hospitals open.
If there's no local emergency room, that's very, very scary.
Maintain jobs, preserve pensions,
It would be devastating to the staff, the community.
and continue the Daughters' 150-year tradition of charitable care.
We serve so many sick and poor who desperately need us. They have no other place to go.
That's why we're asking you to sign the Save Our Hospitals petition at SaveCAHospitals.com. Tell Attorney General Harris to do the right thing. A message from the Daughters of Charity, Prime Healthcare, and our doctors, nurses, and skilled medical professionals.
Because when hospitals die, so do people.
KNX News Time 11:10. Time for Money News. Here's Jeff Bellinger.
A European Central Bank bond buying plan was well received on Wall Street and the market rallied. Dow Jones Industrials gained 259 points and closed at 17,813. The Nasdaq closed 82 points higher. The S&P 500 erased its losses for the year with a 31-point gain. The crude oil futures fell to $46.31 a barrel in New York. Starbucks reported a quarterly profit of 80 cents a share after the markets closed. That was right in line with Wall Street expectations. We continue to feel better about the economy. Bloomberg's weekly Consumer Comfort Index has hit a 4-year high. Its projected spending by football fans who watch the Super Bowl on TV will average out to nearly $78 per person. The National Retail Federation estimates 184 million people will watch the game and splurge on new television sets, food, athletic wear, and decorations. From Bloomberg Business, I'm Jeff Bellinger for KNX 1070 News Radio.
Here's a special announcement for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. Now, there's hope. The Internal Revenue Service has extraordinary programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. Call the 911 Tax Relief Helpline that has been set up to help you. 800-651-6124. Stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will halt all collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. For free information and to see if you qualify, take down the number now for the Tax Relief Helpline. 800-651-6124. 800-651-6124. 800-651-6124.
What an outrage. You've been lied to. Being overweight is not about overeating, not exercising, or a lack of self-control. Diets, gyms, and pills can't fix it. Why? It's not you. It's your hormones. Go to 44skinny.com to view the free presentation created just for you and let Dr. Steven Siskin show you how to overcome the 4 hormonal barriers to weight loss over 40. We're in a weight management crisis that accelerates high blood pressure, bad cholesterol, diabetes, heart disease, and even depression. It's killing us because 4 key hormones in both men and women go out of balance and make weight loss impossible unless you know how to fix them. Go to 44skinny.com for Dr. Siskin's free presentation on his proven answer to increased fat burning, decreased hunger, and reduced stress levels. His breakthrough tools are natural, safe, and drug-free.
When I first started losing the weight, all my clothes were falling off. I got some skinny jeans, and my husband was chasing me around the table again. I couldn't be happier.
Go to 44skinny.com to see this riveting free presentation. That's 44skinny.com. 44skinny.com.
We have reason to believe the pandemic began on this island.
Every Friday.
Our membership has cut all ties with the outside world.
We have no way of knowing how many of the infected are still out there.
The threat is growing.
This island is not what it seems. You have to take the others and go. We're the CDC. We don't run.
I know it's difficult for you to see the scope of what we're doing here.
Helix, all new Friday this 10, 9 Central, only on Sci-Fi. And catch up right now on demand and at sci-fi.com.
In the heart of New York City, there's a place like no other.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to today.
Come and start your day with us on the Today Plaza.
Take a look at an enormous crowd.
If you've got something to celebrate,
Congratulations.
there's no better place to do it
Burbank.
I got stopped by. That was great.
On Friday, January 30th, listen all day for special reports on the world's media capital, Burbank, while overlooking the city from the landmark restaurant, The Castaway. You're invited to join us for free appetizers, refreshments, and that world-famous view from 1 to 7 p.m. Get more information at cbsla.com/onyourcorner. Sponsored in part by Renewal by Anderson.
KNX News Time 11:15. Traffic and weather together on the files. What's happening out there, Barbara Brooks?
Well, Brian, they've got all lanes closed through Seal Beach now. 405 northbound, you are off the freeway at Valley View. 22 westbound shut down at Knott. 605 southbound lanes are closed at Catella, and the 405 southbound. Everybody's detoured onto that 605 northbound. So that's going to cause you a little delay as you head through the area. They haven't admitted it yet, but it looks like the 710 northbound is closed at Florence. I'm seeing delays coming off of Firestone. You can exit at Eastern, rejoin the freeway at either Atlantic or Washington. And cones are setting up on the 5 northbound, Paramount to Slauson in the right lanes. That's causing a little jam up through the area. You're going to find road work right now if you're trying to take the 405 through the valley northbound from the 118 to the 5. A couple of right lanes, probably by now the 3 left lanes are shut down there. So the right lanes are the only ones open, and that's slowing things down through that stretch. 5 still looking busy southbound through the Grapevine. They're working anywhere from Gorman to Vista del Lago. Only the right lane open there, and that's why it's so tough. And we've still got the Siglard on the 60 freeway westbound before Archibald, doing a cleanup at this point of a fatal accident investigation. They're going to reopen those 3 left lanes soon, but until they do, you're going to find a little delay. It's getting better, but still slow before Haven. Stick with the 10 as an alternate right now. Traffic and weather together on the 5. Next report at 11:25 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 at cbsla.com.
Well, a weak shortwave of energy rolls through the area overnight tonight. We don't expect much out of it except some partly cloudy skies, low down to about 52. High pressure moves back in tomorrow. Daytime high temperatures, upper 70s for many areas, warmer over the weekend. From the CBS 2 newsroom, I'm meteorologist Rich Fields with the KNX 1070 News Radio forecast.
Right now at LAX it is 60 degrees, Santa Ana 58, and in Claremont it's 53. This is Southern California's only all-news radio station, KNX 1070 News Radio. I'm Brian Ping. Coming up, a West Hollywood skin doctor cleared of a murder-for-hire plot, and the horrifying final minutes of AirAsia Flight 8501. KNX News Time 11:17. A West Hollywood skincare specialist with a celebrity clientele has been found not guilty of soliciting the murder of a rival in the business. The jury's rapid deliberations and verdict caught both the defense and prosecution by surprise.
Dawn DeLuise gripped her attorney Jamon Hicks' arm tightly as the 2 verdicts were read. Not guilty of soliciting someone to murder Gabriel Suarez or to severely injure him. The verdicts came after 1 hour of discussion. Juror Vanessa Smith said after 4 ballots, the jury was in a unanimous agreement.
The bottom line was the prosecution just did not show the burden. It did not meet the burden.
There's no there there.
There was no there there. She should have never been indicted.
DeLuise's attorney Hicks said after 10 months of confinement and a criminal trial, the only thing his client wants to do is be with her family. At the airport courthouse, I'm Pete Demetrio, KNX 1070 News Radio.
For the next 4 days in Anaheim, it's all about the music. An estimated 100,000 people are expected to attend NAMM, a music products trade show.
Anaheim's largest event of the year is not for the public. Spokeswoman Laura Bodmer says it's a meeting of the global music product industry.
There's over 5,000 brands showing new products, many of which have never been seen before until the NAMM show. But then it's the live music that complements it. Tonight on the Grand Plaza stage, we have Trombone Shorty from New Orleans, an amazing musician. George Clinton, the funk legend, will be here.
The NAMM show generates $91 million for the local economy. In Anaheim, Mike Landa, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Earnings vary based on your effort.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in the greater Los Angeles area? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Stan Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the greater Los Angeles area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. The greater Los Angeles area is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's Workshop, call 1-800-338-8259. Seating is extremely limited. Call in the next 10 minutes and you'll also reserve a free copy of Than's Money for Deals Guide. That's 1-800-338-8259. That's 1-800-338-8259.
You want to listen to the news? You get education out of it, helping you stay better informed. You know what you're talking about, especially when you talk to other people.
By staying connected, you're in the know.
I listen because I don't want to miss what's going on.
KNX 1070 News Radio.
KNX News Time 11:20. There was a huge third-round upset at the Australian Open. Here's KNX 1070, Steve Grant.
Unseeded Andrea Seppi of Italy shocked second seed Roger Federer 6-4, 7-6, 4-6, 7-6 to advance to the fourth round. It was his first win ever over Roger Federer in 11 tries.
It's never comfortable playing against Roger. I never can feel comfortable, but I just tried to do my best, and I think it was one of the best matches for sure. Otherwise, I can win against Roger, so yeah, it was great.
The Clippers won their most lopsided game of the season. They humiliated the Brooklyn Nets 123-84. Blake Griffin, who was voted into the starting lineup for the West in next month's All-Star game, led the way with 24 points in just 25 minutes. Kobe Bryant was also voted in as a starter, but he tore his right rotator cuff in the Lakers' Wednesday night loss at New Orleans. Obviously, he won't be able to be in the All-Star game. Chicago, Boston, and Utah also won in the NBA. Pac-12, Oregon State beat UCLA. Oregon topped USC. Locally, UC Irvine beat Cal State Northridge. Pepperdine lost to San Francisco. Santa Clara beat Loyola Marymount. Sports 20 and 50, Steve Brad, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Last time your battery gave out, you were stuck on the side of the road showing the kids new and interesting ways to expand their vocabulary. So before that happens again, come into Napa, pick up a qualifying Napa battery, and get a $10 prepaid Visa card by mail. $10 buys a lot of soap. And with the way your kids are talking now, you'll need it. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 2/28/15.
Did you pay for child care last year? Did your mom move just down the street and say, I'll watch the kids while you're at work? And you were like, great. But then she said, let's discuss rates. And you found out the exact price of Grandma's love. Plus overtime. And holidays. No matter what you went through last year, answering questions like, did you pay for child care, is much simpler. Intuit TurboTax. It's amazing what you're capable of.
There's more cash in that trash for Orange County as a fourth methane-driven power plant breaks ground in an Irvine area landfill.
Orange County Supervisor Chairman Todd Spitzer says it's a good deal all the way around.
We have our landfill system, and methane is a natural byproduct of degrading trash. So we've got to do something with it, and if we just burn it off into the atmosphere, we're creating carbon monoxide, which isn't good for anybody.
Supervisor Spitzer says the Bowerman plant's operator will pay the county $1 million a year and sell the electricity
to the city of Anaheim in an exclusive contract that's going to power 18,500 homes.
When it opens next year, the plant will be several times larger than most garbage-to-power projects. The OC landfill said to be one of the last in the country, big enough to make it profitable. Ron Kilgore, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Today, strong currents in the Java Sea prevented crews from lifting the fuselage of AirAsia Flight 8501. The jetliner went down last month with 162 on board, and the final moments were hellish.
After climbing at a rate 3 times greater than normal, AirAsia 8501 likely stalled, which would have triggered alarms like this in the cockpit.
Stalled.
Satellite information shows the Airbus A320 went into a deep dive, dropping at a rate of 11,000 feet per minute. At that rate, the final 1 to 2 minutes of flight would have been horrifying for those on board. Jim Sullivan is a commercial pilot who's been at the controls of an A320.
A normal descent rate in normal operation on a regular descent would be in the magnitude of 2,000 to 3,000 feet a minute. So an 11,000 foot per minute descent is obviously drastic. Combined with a very, very slow ground speed is essentially a straight down descent.
Today, divers removed 6 more bodies from the Java Sea. Some were found under the fuselage. The search for remains has gone on for more than 3 weeks. But it was other aviation mysteries that led to today's new recommendations from the National Transportation Safety Board to aid in the search for lost aircraft. They include reporting systems which, in the event of an emergency, would send basic flight data from the plane to a satellite. the potential use of a deployable black box that ejects, floats, and sends signals, and longer-lasting and more powerful underwater locating devices. Those tools could have ended the mystery of what happened to Malaysia Air Flight 370, still missing after nearly a year. It's thought to be in the waters off the coast of Australia. To help solve mysteries like that, the NTSB is also recommending image recorders or cameras in the cockpit. The goal is to locate a crash site in the water within 6 nautical miles. The change in the aviation industry does not happen overnight. It'll likely take years to implement these recommendations.
That's CBS News transportation correspondent Jeff Begay. KNX News Time 11:25 off to the freeway as we go. Traffic sponsored by the Foundation for a Better Life. Here's Barbara Brooks.
Well, Brian, looking through the cameras, I don't see any traffic getting through right now on the 60 westbound. You've got that signaler before Archibald. They've been investigating an accident. Caltrans is on the way to finish a cleanup, so hopefully they'll have those lanes reopened soon. Right now, it's slow before Haven, so not as bad as it was, but you're definitely going to be in some thick traffic once you get there. So you can exit beforehand at Milliken, use Mission Boulevard to the north or Riverside to the south, and get back on the 60 at Archibald, or you can head for the 10 and use that as an alternate until they get this all wrapped up. If you're taking the 10 westbound through Pomona, a little slow. Actually, eastbound, just a little slow. You've got cones out before Fairplex to Gary in the 2 left lanes, and a full closure in Seal Beach, 405 northbound. You're off the freeway at Valley View. Southbound lanes are shut down at the 605 with a detour onto the 605 northbound. 605 southbound closed to Catella, and the 22 westbound shut down at Knott, and they're clearing up a crash. 101 southbound for the 60 had the right lane taken away. Traffic and weather together on the 5s. Next report 11:35 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 and CBSLA.com.
While many rose up with violence,